but
It does say scheduled.
welcome in to the Week 10 edition of Taking Sides. I'm your host, Al Walsh. You can find me on Twitter at 14A.Walsh. Pauly Parlays joined us. I know I said, as always, last time, but 2 weeks in a row for Pauly. This is big news. You can find him on Twitter at Game Day Facts. As I mentioned, Week 10 of the NFL season. I appreciate everybody who's joining in with us tonight. If you're not here at the start of the show, well, you better get your ass in here because you ain't missing much in Thursday Night Football tonight. Panthers, Falcons. I've actually got the Panthers. I bought up to plus 3.5. Pauly, you took Atlanta -3.
I took Atlanta -2.5.
Very
So
nice.
what's going to happen?
3 point.
Let's win by 3, and we both win.
3-point Falcons win, and I'm okay with that because I could really care less. A lot of rain in the forecast there out in Charlotte tonight. But at least we don't have to talk about that game. We could just go right into the Week 10 slate.
Yeah, isn't it insane that it's Week 10 already?
Yeah, I cannot believe it, man.
When I'm trying to figure out like who said it first, like I'm going through my feed, whatever it is, and like the first person that said NFL Week 10, I was like, what? How? Like, how are we here?
Yeah, it's wild.
It feels like just yesterday that we were going to bet the Giants under on the season, and they've like already surpassed their number, which I think was 7.
Going back to week 1, just thinking about the beginning of the season. Remember your Giants? They go for 2 there against the Titans and get that huge win, and it propels them to this huge, just this huge start for them right now. And, next 2 games for them at home against the Texans, at home against the Lions. So a big opportunity to keep that rolling right before the Thanksgiving Day showdown at Dallas. Do you have any Dallas Cowboys fans in your family?
Define family. No. Like I have a bunch of good friends who are Cowboys fans.
So that would like show up to the house.
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
No, but there will be text messages.
Okay. All right, so then you got a good family. You don't have losers in your family.
We're all Giants fans. We're from New York, and I feel like literally all of us are Giants fans. I don't know. So my cousin who played college football, I feel like he doesn't even have a pro team, but he's from New Orleans, so maybe he roots for the Saints. But like but Thanksgiving, we just like watching football.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also have family from Massachusetts, so they're Patriots fans.
Mm-hmm. Couple massholes in the family. Love that.
That's right.
That is correct. All right. I don't really have a lot to get into for the intro. I will say, though, the season record is at 36-16 right now. We got a profit of about $1,650. So that's a pretty good error to go. And listen, folks, that doesn't include parlays and all that other dumb shit. This is just spreads, money lines, totals throughout the season.
So you're not actually up $1,600.
No, I mean,
you could technically be up more.
Yeah,
my guess is that if you're playing parlays, that you're losing them because, Pauly Parlays had a rough week last week. Every single parlay I had, and there were like 6 of them, they all missed by 1 leg. It was really like every combination was like, no, you're not going to get this. So I lost. I had the Dolphins -5. They won by 3.
Of course.
2 of my best bets were the Vikings and the Chargers. They were both pushes because they won by exactly 3. I had the Packers, who were an utter disappointment last week.
Again.
And I'm trying to think of what was the last game that busted up my parlays, but that's enough. I mean, come on. Oh, and the Bills. I had the Bills over the Jets.
Okay.
So I went 7-5-1 with my picks, but my all the bets were horrible. It was my worst plus minus of the year. So but thank you for the World Series ending because that covered that. So we still had a net positive week, but it would have been much nicer if I wasn't so horrible at betting at the NFL.
Yeah. No, I was saying with those parlays, I did have a $400 hit. I got 2 weeks ago, but I did not include that in the like straight up record. So
if you hit one for 400, that's probably probably covered whatever you've played so far, just doing the math.
Week 1, I missed a $400 one by half a point on the Raiders. But it was so strange because I took them plus 5.5 in the game, but in the parlay, I meant to do the same, and I guess I hit 4.5. You know how it goes when you're out on a Sunday, but I hit the plus 4.5, and they lost by 5. And
I forget if it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Whenever the Saints played the Raiders, I took the Saints, who won the game 24-0. But for some reason, I still don't know why, I had a parlay that had the Raiders in it. And I was just like, what did I do? Like, I clearly had the Saints. I wrote it down. Like, everywhere that I wrote about that game, I took the Saints. Yet somehow I clicked the button that took the Raiders. And I was just like, well, that bet's going to lose, but at least the other one will win.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know how it goes throughout the season. You just got to, you got to be careful. I don't know what else to say. Like, honestly, like when you're home, obviously you have all the time in the world to place your bets. But while you're placing your bets for 4:00 at the bar, at your buddy's house, whatever the case is, I mean, you just get distracted. You know how it is.
Dude, I don't get distracted. I literally think
I got very distracted.
I think it might have been after my car accident and my brain just wasn't working.
Yeah, that could be true.
That's a good excuse, right? That's a great excuse.
Listen, I've had 3 concussions in my life, and I'm sure I'm still feeling the effects of all 3.
I'm pretty sure I was concussed because for a couple days, everything just kind of felt a little foggy.
Yeah.
It was just like, I said it in the pre-show, like, I congratulated you on the Phillies, and they lost the World Series. Like, how?
This is the life that we've chose for ourselves.
Hey, right. But your Buccaneers are going across the pond this week.
Right. Front and center.
You get to wake up and watch football at 9:30 in the morning.
Yay. Front and center. It's actually funny. So shout out to everybody there at The Rock. This is the first week I'm going to be doing some cooking. They don't have a kitchen no cook anymore. So what we do is people just like make something and then they bring it. So I'm going to be bringing the homemade potato chips to the party. Oh, it's going to be fabulous.
To The Rock? The Prudential Center?
No, just a small local bar that you stay on New Jersey.
How would I know that? When you say The Rock, I think, isn't that where the Devils play hockey?
There's actually a bar called The Rock in Clifton, New Jersey, and everybody goes apeshit over their wings. So shout out to them too.
I might go to the Giants game. I have an invite that has been extended, but it's going to be really, really cold. So I think I'm not going to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. We'll talk about why here in a little bit, but
we can talk about it right now. The other reason that I shouldn't go is because we both think the Giants are going to lose this game somehow.
Well, or at least they win by 3.
Hey, if we bet it right, pay for the tickets, right?
That's the way things are looking. All right, let's go out to Munich, Germany, because that's where the Seahawks are playing the Bucs. Bucs all the way down to 2.5-point favorites in this one. And then we saw them at 3.5 at various points throughout the week, but 2.5 is the best that you could do for either side in this one. We got a total of 44.5. Bucs minus 145 on the money line. Seahawks plus 130 in this one. So listen, we're seeing the Seahawks get about 70% of the bets on the spread. Percentage of money is more about 50-50 on this one. Bucs have not looked good. I mean, listen, we can make the argument week 1 against Dallas. They did play well. The defense was lights out. Instead of getting touchdowns, they got field goals, to get the scoring going. But listen, I wish I could say that I got confidence in my boys here, but this is, I don't know. I don't know right now. They're just not playing their best football, and I cannot put my faith behind them right now. So if I was a betting man, which I certainly am, I might go Seahawks in this one and maybe try to buy it up to plus 3.5 and just keep it there. What say you?
I think we're at the point in the season where Vegas finally has really sharp lines. We saw that last week. There were 4 pushes where that just means that the line is right, and we finally understand what these teams are. And I think this line is right. I think that the Buccaneers win by 3. The initial read I had on this was Seahawks +3 Tampa Bay wins, which is exactly makes no sense. Where so I agree with you. I think whichever side that you want to take here, you got to buy that half a point so you're not playing for a push and you're playing for a win. It's a nice teaser leg. I kind of like that where you can get Tampa plus the points, but just make sure you do 6.5 so you can get them +3.5 instead of +3.
I think the one thing that does work out well for the Bucs, while the stats haven't necessarily shown it, they are a very good team against the run, especially when you got Vita Vea up there in the middle. We know the Seahawks love to run the football. Kenneth Walker, my fantasy team thanks him very much. The guy's been absolutely showing out like a stud here early on in his NFL career. So I think the Bucs can neutralize that. However, we talked about Geno Smith, and I've heard a lot of Geno Smith comeback player of the year talk. So I got to give you your props for being a week or two early on it. Doesn't take a rocket science degree to know that the guy's been playing well, but I find it kind of interesting. Obviously Saquon Barkley had the bye week last week and Geno put up another big game, but I find it hard to get off Saquon Barkley here if the Giants keep doing well.
Well, here's my question. So Geno's the favorite now. What is he coming back from? That's what I don't understand. Geno Smith was not hurt, literally nothing, but yet he's somehow the favorite to win comeback player of the year. Logically, it should be Saquon or Christian McCaffrey, who are both coming off injuries and are now healthy and are themselves again.
Sure.
Well, I don't understand. You can give Geno most improved, but giving him the comeback player of the year award, what is he coming back from? Poor coaching? We didn't start you for 8 years. Are bad? That's not coming back from anything.
Stupidity and a lack of ability. But no, in all seriousness, he did show some glimpses of hope, right? Certainly not comeback player of the year glimpses of hope last season, right? When Wilson was out. And, he played pretty well in a couple of games, but this year he's just on a whole nother level. He actually got Tyler Lockett looking good again. DK Metcalf putting up those big numbers. So this is a team that's certainly on the rise here, of course, but, going to be interesting here when they go up against the 49ers, how that's all going to work. But for this week, again, if I'm a betting man, I do feel comfortable taking the Seahawks with the points. Okay.
I was marking it off. That we did it.
All right, let's go to Sunday, 1:00. We just did the 9:30 one. It's going to be great that I get to wake up early and go out all day. That's going to be good. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs 9.5-point favorites in this one, and we've got the total sitting at a very voluptuous 50.5. I believe that's the highest total of the week. I'll look into that here in a little bit. On the money line, Kansas City -425, Jacksonville +345. We're on opposite sides of this one, so start it off, baby.
I really like the Chiefs, but I don't like them to win by 10.5 points. It's just too many points. The Chiefs are going to win the game, but the Chiefs are really bad at covering spreads of 10 points or more. They have not covered the last 5 times they were that large of a favorite. It's the same people. It's Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. I get it. This is a Super Bowl contender against a team that's going to have a top 10 pick next year. I just feel like the Jaguars are good enough to keep it within 10. I like Jags +10, but I've also taken the Chiefs as a teaser leg in multiple ways this week. So I think Chiefs win by 7, but that makes me take the Jaguars plus the points.
Yeah, Chiefs. I had them. We both had them huge against the Titans last week, and it looked pretty good there at the onset. They go up 9-0, and then they miss the extra point, and that's where it all went to hell. Eventually, they do get the overtime win in that one. Nice comeback by them. Injury report for this one: Mecole Hardman, only Chief that did not practice on Wednesday. I'm well aware that we're here at Thursday, but this is the most updated information that I got right now. I think they'll be just fine. Plenty of guys there. Kadarius Toney even got himself a catch last game, so welcome to the team. But Yeah, I just think that the Chiefs got to have a big spot in this one. Chiefs were coming off the bye. They're going up against the Titans, so hopefully they regroup, sort of an extended bye, if you will, on this one. I don't think the Jags can mess with them in this. I can't see it.
I mean, look, the Jags are horrible. I just think that what the trend shows us is it's almost like the Chiefs, and they do this. This is what they do. They go, and then they just take their foot off the gas, and they get through the game. And the Jags are the type of team that has enough firepower to hang around. I don't think they're going to win the game. I just don't think the Chiefs can win by 3 scores. 3 depends how you look at it. Sorry, but you have 10.5, right?
9.5.
Oh, okay. So I have it at 10 or 10.5. But I guess that means that where are the bets going if it moved?
We have got, let's just call it 70% of the bets and the money for the Chiefs, right? Give or take on either side. Of course, Chiefs are getting hammered on the money line, so got that there. In terms of the total, pretty interesting. About 50% of the bets on the, on the total there. However, 70% of the money going towards the under in this one. That would lend me to believe that the Chiefs, have a good defensive game in this one if that's the case, but I don't see two squeaky wins against these garbage AFC South teams. I just don't see it.
We'll see, and I hope Kadarius Toney does well. That's his fallout with the Giants was just, it is what it is.
You hate to see it, you really do. We've got our first comment here of the night on the StreamYard comment section. Says, are there many differences between American football and rugby?
Oh my God. That's awesome. There are a lot of differences.
I mean, plenty, right?
What is the same?
People get rocked.
Yeah, there's a lot of tackling.
Yeah.
You use something shaped like a football, but isn't the rugby ball a little different? It's longer.
Oh, it's big. It's huge. And it's a lot softer, I imagine.
There's kicking, but the rugby field goal is smaller.
I'm going to be very unprofessional right now.
We don't have scrums?
Well, if there's a fumble or like a quarterback sneak, that is scrum-ish.
Scrum-ish. It's scrum-ish.
It's scrum-esque. I don't give a shit that I'm eating snack. I'm so hungry.
You're frozen, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, I told you I was eating wings while I was waiting for my train today. Probably one of the lowest moments in my entire life.
Why is that a low moment?
You should not be eating wings while you're sitting down at a train stop. It's scrum-esque. It's scrum-esque. It's exactly what it is.
I'm right. I'm checking us live. You are completely frozen.
That's bullshit. I got the internet plugged in. Like, I hate this shit.
This happens to you far too often.
You know what it probably is? It's because I got the football game on the other screen.
I don't know. You're like blurry and frozen, and it's like I'm talking to an emoji.
How does my face look while I'm frozen?
Blurry.
Bullshit.
Ooh.
All right. Well, I'll pop up again at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll catch up.
Yeah, I'll be fine. All right. Let's go to the New York Giants that we were just talking about. They'll be hosting the Houston Texans. Giants 4.5-point favorites in this one. And we've got the total at 40.5. On the money line, Giants only -205. Texans +188. Best price that you can do on them out there on the market. So, looking at the betting markets here, you got Giants slightly getting more bets here. However, Texans taking 62% of the money at that +5. A lot of, so much money on the over here. I don't get it. 40.5 is our total. Pretty much all the bets, all of the money going towards the over in this one. And then looking at the money line, you got about 70% of the action heading towards the Giants in this one. You and I both said it. I think that this could be a trouble spot for the Giants. They had a bye week. So does that kind of cap off a lot of the momentum that they had? I mean, listen, this is obviously a winnable game against the Houston Texans, which are not a good football team at all. Brandon Cooks and his whole saga. You take the number one receiver out of there. You still got Dameon Pierce, who's having a phenomenal rookie season. But just judging off the markets and the way that this line is going, because at one point, I think it was Giants 5.5, 6. And now they're as low as -4 out there on the book. So I got to go with the Texans, but let's do +6. Let's get there.
I don't know why. Like my gut tells me that the Texans are going to just beat the Giants, which doesn't make any sense looking at what we've seen from both teams on the field. But I'm trusting my gut on this one, especially going against my team. We don't know what they are coming off a bye. Brian Daboll could just be an amazing coach, which I think he is, where then we could get the opposite. But again, Texans +6, Texans money line. That's what I'm betting on, and I don't really know why.
Well, again, too, right? The way that this line is going, and also too earlier in the week, looking at Houston money line, you had a lot of money on the Texans there earlier in the week. Now it's kind of dropped off that the Giants are coming back. I mean, listen, when I always write these lines probably like Monday, Tuesday, right? Like in a Word doc, and then I like to see kind of where they're at during the week. So when I wrote this, the Giants were -280 on the money line, and now they're -205 is the best price that you can get them at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm baffled that we both think the same way, because I thought you'd think I was crazy that I like the Texans this week, but I like the Texans. I don't know why. It could also just come back to me just being like a miserable Giants fan.
I was gonna say the hope we lose for a draft pick, mantra comes back. So, by the way, I was just looking at these Giants money, and listen, it's not any better, right? But the Giants are as high as -230 on the money line, so not as drastic as 205. It's just DraftKings has a pretty incredible price on them as compared to FanDuel at -225 on the money line. So interesting to see that. However, still a big drop going from 280 to -230 or something like that. So I think that that's definitely worth checking out. Am I still frozen?
Totally.
I turned the game off. All right. Well, now
you also sound like you're further away now.
Oh Jesus! I hate this technology. I really do. All right. Well, the show must go on. Minnesota Vikings at the Buffalo Bills. Bills 3.5-point favorites currently. We've got a total sitting at about 43.5 on the money line. Bills -175. Vikings +155. A lot of money here going on the Vikings. Obviously, the injury to Josh Allen is something that a lot of people are worried about. If I'm a betting man, which again, I dabble in, but I would bet that Josh Allen is not playing on Sunday. So how does that affect your opinion of this game?
My opinion is I bet this game on Sunday night or Monday, and I have the Vikings +6.5. So I took it at the opener before all the Josh Allen shenanigans came out, and now I have a good number. That's the best way of putting it. The number that I took it at is long gone. The number that is now on the market is a Case Keenum number. So we're assuming he's playing. But, either way, I love that this is a Case Keenum revenge game going up against his former team in the Minnesota Vikings, where we just have to see what goes on here with Josh Allen's elbow, though. They would be smart to just rest him for a week, for 2 weeks, whatever it is. But I also just think that the way that the Dolphins and the Jets are right on their tails is the reason that they quite possibly might push him out there. I think it's crazy. I think that the Bills are playing Super Bowl or bust here, and without Josh Allen, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. I saw a stat where the Bills have scored 25 touchdowns this year, and Josh Allen has accounted for 23 of them.
That's hysterical.
Without Josh Allen, they're just, they are what they are. And we don't know what they are, actually. So, look, I have a really good number here. But I think if it's Keenum, that I'm going to take the You telling me 3.5?
3.5, yes.
Yeah, I'll still take the Vikings, and I think the Vikings can win the game if Josh Allen's not there. So of course I'll take them plus the points.
You mentioned, these other teams are right on the Bills' tail. No, they're right up their ass. They're right up there, man. They got a nice cozy spot. They ain't going anywhere. And I did not think that I would see this, obviously, here at the beginning of the season. So, listen, I hate that all the money right now is on the Vikings. And, obviously they feel like the much better play. They've got, they've got their guys as opposed to the Bills. I mean, without their guy. Jesus, in terms of markets and stuff like that. I mean, once this goes to, Josh Allen is officially out, then, you're going to see this in a much better spot. So I just don't think that there's any value in taking the Bills right now. I'd much rather wait until we hear some news.
Do you know that your camera's off?
No.
I'm talking to a black box now where that was why I went on that little rant. I thought you were gone. I thought you left. Now you are gone. Now it's only me. I'm pretty sure that you're now completely gone. There you're back.
Yeah. Can you see me moving?
You are absolutely a moving picture now.
Woo! All right. Now we're back.
So the reason I went on that little Bills rant is because I thought you were gone. I thought it was just me on the show, and I had to talk. And then you responded, and I got confused.
Yeah, I mean, listen. By the way, you know how people usually do ads on shows? I'm going to do the anti-ad with Optimum Cable. You guys suck, man. I got the damn thing plugged in, and I'm still missing stuff.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I think you might have to upgrade.
Are you any good with power wires and telephone poles and whatnot?
No, I'm not.
How about hard
but
boxes?
I am very good at negotiating with cable companies.
Well, we know why. Because you got a great degree from Boston University.
That's right. That's exactly what I know that you're referring to.
Oh no, I froze again. God damn it.
No, you're not frozen now.
Yeah, you hate when that happens.
You're not frozen.
All right, Pauly.
You're not frozen.
Let's discuss.
You're not frozen.
Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. Right? You heard that? Bears 3-point favorites here in this one. Looking at the money line, we've got the Bears minus 145, Lions plus 130, total 48.5 in this one. A lot of money heading towards the Bears spread, the Lions money line, and the over, right? Like, it's crazy. I've never seen markets like this all in one direction. So I got to tell you, I kind of like the Lions to cover in this one. I know everybody's obsessed with Justin Fields. I actually have to start him in a league this week because, the horror. I have to start a guy that got 40 fantasy points last week. But we have seen this guy play before. It does look like he's getting a lot more comfortable. He's getting some easier opponents and whatnot. But Lions are a baller, man. Like, they can cover some football games. They could absolutely win this game outright, too. I think that might be the play here. Lions money line. What say you?
I like the Bears. I think that Justin Fields has proven that he's the best quarterback from that class. They've catered the offense where it's the right offense for him finally. It took them a couple years to do that. And he looks like an NFL quarterback. They added Claypool. They have a bunch of weapons. They look good enough to at least beat a really bad Lions team. So I'm on the Bears -3 here.
Okay. Yeah, listen, no big analysis in this one. It's really just going against the Bears here. That's really all I got. The hard-hitting analysis.
What do you like about the Lions, though? Like, they're good at losing games.
Absolutely, but they stay in games, right? Like, they're very competitive. They can play some offense. I think that's just fine. That's all you really need.
I don't even know where's the game?
Chicago.
Yeah, Bears are going to win.
Sunny Chicago.
The opposite of sunny.
This has got to be one of the worst shows that we've done since like week 3, back when the internet was really shitty.
It's that's on you and your internet.
It's not on me. Listen, you heard the Optimum rant. They suck, man. They're the worst.
You know what we should do? We should call Optimum on the show.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll be like, listen, I got people thinking that I got the cheapest cable package out here, but I got the most expensive one, and it's the worst. So should I downgrade to the shittiest package and maybe it'll work the best?
Maybe.
Terrible. New Orleans Saints are 2-point favorites at the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. We have got a total of 40.5, we'll call it. On the money line, Saints minus 122, Steelers plus 110 in this one. Derek Watt, the return. And also, I believe Jameis Winston will be back this week as well. I believe Andy Dalton's getting the start in this one. Our boy Frank Amarante had a great prop bet scenario here. We're going with under Dalton on pretty much everything. Because, listen, there's a chance that the Steelers defense shows up, and there's a very good chance that Jameis Winston has to come in relief. So if that narrative plays out, I think you'd much rather have the Steelers in this one. It does look like they're going to give Jaylen Warren a lot more carries than Najee Harris, who's been pretty much ineffective the entire season. So, given all that information, where are you at?
You know I take a home dog every week, and this is it. I
like
love the Steelers money line. I have the Steelers in a couple of teasers at plus 8.5. But I'm all about the Steelers. The Saints are also coming off a primetime game. Am I getting that right?
No, you are correct.
Yeah, and Dennis Allen, just coaching matters is what we're learning here. They are a worse team with him as the head coach than with Sean Payton as the head coach. I'm with Pickett and Tomlin and the Steelers. I think they win outright here.
I like it too. I'm pretty confident in that one. Again, Saints, pretty tough game they got to play after playing a really hard-nosed Ravens team. Now you got to come back out on the road, shorter rest, and you got to play maybe an even harder hitting Steelers team. I know that their defense hasn't been great this season. Obviously, Watt being out, not great. But, I mean, look at what they did in week 1 against that Bengals team when they were healthy and ready to rock. I mean, they put up some serious numbers in this one. So there's a good chance that could very well happen again. We kind of saw the Saints struggle against pretty hard-nosed defense, and the Ravens there on Monday night, even at home. So, I'm big on the Steelers here too.
Love it. Isn't it? It's. I don't know if I do it on purpose or if it just kind of happens, but I typically find like 2 underdogs every week.
Well, that's the way to do it. I mean, I had such a great year in baseball doing that, taking underdogs.
Yeah, I mean, baseball underdogs win 60% of the time. Like, that's just the way the math works.
Teddy Belcher chiming in here. Loves Dalton's revenge. Easy Saints win. He calls it a trap game. I feel like we're getting spammed up the ass tonight.
No, this is great. I'm confused. I'm confused by 2-win Lakers, 2-win Raiders.
He might be trying to push something there,
Are we talking about basketball?
I don't blame him. Shoot your shot, man. All right, let's go down to Miami, where the Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites against the Cleveland Browns. We've got a total of 49 in this one. Interesting numbers here from the betting markets. 50-50 are the numbers on the spread. However, 80% of the money is on the Browns in this one. Also, taking a look at the money line, Dolphins minus 175, Browns plus 160. You're getting 75% of the bets on the Dolphins, 65% of the money on the Browns in this one. So, listen, I'm going to be a market man on this one. I'm going to take that journalism degree that I have, and I'm going to put it to good financial use right here. Going with the Browns every which way this week.
What's the spread you have?
3.5.
I wrote down Dolphins 3-point win. So that means I have to take the Browns.
That could very well happen.
This is a game I won't take. So in like my confidence pool of the 1:00 games, this is the last one I listed. So look, my prediction is Dolphins win by 3, but I have zero conviction on that. Did you freeze again? Well, since Al's gone,
Al's here.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing shit, man.
Did you hear me ask if you were there?
Nope. I didn't hear your entire synopsis on the game. I'm sure it was great though. I'll listen to it later.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, great. Let's close off the 1 o'clock slate. Denver Broncos at the Tennessee Titans. Titans 2.5-point favorites in this one on the money line, -145 for the Titans, +130 for the Broncos. We'll call the total 38 since the best prices are right in the middle there. I have absolutely no take on this game because I hate both of these teams. So take it away, Pauly.
This is my best bet of the week.
Really?
Of the week.
Wow.
I don't know why. I look, when you just kind of you write down your picks, you're looking at it, and it's just like, oh wow. That was what I did when I wrote down all the games this week, and somehow Titans -3 was my best bet. I was just like, if it doesn't make sense, it probably makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
So, look, the Broncos are coming off a bye, so you'd think they'd be more prepared, but Nathaniel Hackett is not a good coach. It seems like everyone really, really dislikes Russell Wilson. Yeah. And the Titans are well coached, are likely to have Ryan Tannehill back. So, like, Malik Willis did not complete a pass last week to a wide receiver. I repeat, Malik Willis did not complete a single pass to a wide receiver last week. So this bet is me hoping that Ryan Tannehill returns, because if it's still Malik Willis, then I made a bad bet. But I'm on the Titans -3 here.
Oof. Yeah, I got nothing there. So all you. All right, let's go 4 o'clock slate here. Indianapolis Colts, the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders 4.5-point favorites here. On the money line, Raiders -200, Colts +185. Total, we'll call it 41 since the best prices are right in the middle. And that kind of goes down from where it was the other day at 42.5. So to me, the under looks intriguing, although all the money is going that way. A lot of bets and money on the Raiders, as you'd probably imagine. And then on the money line, pretty interesting, about 85% of the bets on the Raiders. And then you've got, where's my number here? 90% of the money on the Colts. I thought, again, according to the markets, the Colts looked like a great bet against the Patriots last week. And then they just got absolutely thrashed in that game. So this is a team that I just can't trust right now. But again, if you're looking at markets and things of that nature, perhaps this is the game where the Colts kind of get off the schneid, maybe not win, but at least make it a field goal game.
What are your thoughts on ESPN NFL analysts as head coaches?
It's quite
like that's my read on this game. Is this guy respect Jeff Saturday? Like,
of course, one of the best.
Like, I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame, but he's Pro Bowl center, like all-timer. Love him on TV. But how do you go from being on NFL Live to being live on the NFL sideline on Sunday coaching a game? Like, out of nowhere. If we talked last week before the Colts game, and I said to you that the Colts are going to fire Frank Reich, you could have been like, okay, fine. They have a couple of former head coaches on their staff. Like, that guy will take over and we'll move forward. They literally plucked the guy off of television who's just in the Ring of Honor with the Colts, and they're like, hey, go coach him up. He coached in high school and was like 4-8. If you can't look, we'll see. But the way I played this one, I played it earlier in the week. I have teaser legs with the Raiders just to win, but also we got some really bad Raiders news today. Both Waller and Renfro are on IR. So That's who is Derek Carr going to throw to?
Just chuck it up to Devontae and let him do the damn thing, right?
Devontae, Moreau, and I guess Hollins. He was fine, but it's different than having Waller and having Renfro. But I also think that we're going to have a nice Josh Jacobs game. Look, I'm betting against a a not coach who is now an NFL coach. I'll take the Raiders and Josh McDaniels, which is so scary. Like, this team has blown 3 17-point leads this year. So maybe I have my Raiders bets already. So maybe what I'll do is I'm assuming the Raiders will take a lead. So maybe I should also double down and take Raiders first half. But also maybe live bet, at plus 1,000 once the Colts are behind, because Sam Ehlinger, he can't come back. The guy's throwing 4-yard passes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, listen,
I think Jonathan Taylor's going to be back. That makes a difference. But like, I'm so confused what to do with this game. But it's going to be like such good television.
Will it?
Either way, either Jeff Saturday is going to be terrible, and that makes it good television, or the Colts are going to be good, and that makes it better television.
Or the Raiders might finally win.
I hope so, because I got a bunch of bets on them.
Oof, that's tough. Hate to see that. All right, let's get to a game that we know we're interested and everybody else is interested in. Dallas Cowboys at the Green Bay Packers. Cowboys 4.5-point favorites on the road at Lambeau. On the money line, Dallas minus 200, Green Bay plus 190. Total sitting firmly there at 43 across all of the major sports books in our beautiful United States of America. Okay, best you could do with the Packers out there is a plus 5, right? If you're one of those line shoppers, you're one of those fancy line shoppers. Oh, I'm going to punch this internet in the face. Like, I am just going to destroy it. Anywho, yes, you could do, if you really like Dallas, you can get them out there at minus 4. And then, if you like Green Bay, there is a plus 5.5 out there for your little desires. So I like Green Bay in this one. And I think it's interesting here. I might even go Green Bay money line, to be quite honest with you. I know that the Packers haven't played that well. Again, I'll still take this leap of faith with one of the best quarterbacks in football. Maybe not this season, but just in general. I will take that leap of faith with Aaron Rodgers and trust that he can do something, right? Like, I do think that the money line is nice here. Looking at the bets, 66% of the bets on the Dallas Cowboys, 70% of the money is on the Green Bay Packers. Philly Godfather also posted today that he does like the Packers out there on the money line. Certainly a guy that we should be trusting with our hard-earned money. But I'm going to take this leap of faith with the Packers this week. I already told you that I liked them with the points, but I could certainly get down with some money line too.
No.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
The GIF or the meme of Steve Carell on The Office? Where he's just going, no. That's my thought on you wanting to bet on the Packers. Where, look.
Oh, no.
What? What do you knowing? Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm just going to talk about how I like the Cowboys minus 5.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
Oh my God!
Stop it, Al. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Just let me get through this. The Cowboys.
Incredible.
What I know what I'm saying is so incredible that you don't realize that I can hear everything you're saying.
Yeah, no, you should listen. I'm you know me. I'm an honest individual.
No. I feel like, wait, are you ranting? Like, are you huffing? Are you hemming and hawing? Because you're frozen again, or because of what I'm saying?
No, because I'm frozen.
Yeah, that's why. I'm like, I can't even get through telling you why I like the Cowboys, because I'm just laughing, like knowing how frustrated you are by whatever's going on.
Listen, you know I'm not a jerk. I'll wait until you're done talking to rip your picks. I won't do it in the middle.
I'm just dying here because it's like we're taking a side on this. We're on opposite sides, and in the end, I'm just cracking up because it's literally like you're having a war with your internet.
I am. It's terrible.
The Cowboys are a team that everyone's talking about winning the NFC at this point, which I think is nuts. But their defense is just elite. Yeah. And when the team on the other side, their problems are that they can't score points. I'm going to take the team with the better defense, which clearly 100,000% is Micah Parsons and the Cowboys here. Could the Cowboys only win by 3? Yes, but I think the Cowboys sort of run away with this one. I'm thinking something like a 31-13 win.
Okay. I think maybe like a Green Bay 24-23.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of field goals coming from the Cowboys this week. I feel it. But no, I do. And again, I just looking at the markets, I think it makes sense, right? Everybody jumped down Dallas at the beginning of the week. I mean, everybody was on them. And now you're starting to see some money come back. But again, too, you're getting, you got a better price on Green Bay earlier in the week. And now to see the line dropping down, sort of like what we talked about with the Texans and the Giants, where, hey, what the hell's going on? Why is this line even going down? But it makes sense, with everybody jumping all over Dallas. So I'm not gonna get mad at that. All right, to close out the 4:00 Sunday slate, Arizona Cardinals at the Rams. Rams 3-point favorites at home in this one. Oh, Jesus. No, they have actually gone down 1.5, obviously, with the Matt Stafford concussion news in this one. On the money line, you got Rams -120, Cardinals +105. Total set at 40.5 on this one. I think given the news there with the Rams, I would probably take a chance with the Cardinals here. Obviously, the matchup, DeAndre Hopkins against Jalen Ramsey, going to be a tough one there. But I think the Cardinals have just enough weapons to get it done in this one. And probably not a game that I'm going to touch. I just feel like the better side here is the Cardinals, especially with the Stafford news.
Yeah, I mean, early in the week, I liked the Rams -3. If Matthew Stafford doesn't play, obviously, different world. But again, what is the team that I dislike the most this season?
Probably the Rams.
No!
Oh, the Cardinals.
We've hit week 10, and Al does not know.
No, I knew it. I'm just so frustrated.
I know. But yeah, I have a Cardinals under bet, and this is a game that they're supposed to lose according to my win-loss. But, Matthew Stafford not being there changes everything. John Wolford is going to quarterback the Rams. No thanks. I'm off this game at this point. I hope that Stafford plays, but if he doesn't, the right side is probably the Cardinals.
Indeed. All right. Let's go to the primetime game Sunday night. Los Angeles Chargers at San Francisco 49ers. As I hailed it on the Caesars radio commercial, the battle for Golden State supremacy. You like that one?
Oh, that's good. You wrote that?
I did. You can hear it
on
your local stations. Total in this one, 45.5. -280 on the money line for the Niners, +255 there for the Los Angeles Chargers. All right. This is a huge spread for the 49ers, and I do like taking the 49ers at home rather on the road. This is a pretty good matchup. Chargers looked alive again last week. However, I mean, was it really? I mean, they did play a good football game. Obviously, they won going east to play the Falcons in a tough-fought game. But I do think I looked at the spread immediately, and I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. 7-point favorites against the Chargers? Give it to me, baby.
So you like the Chargers or you like the Niners?
Niners.
So I have Chargers +7 pending Keenan Allen, where if Keenan Allen doesn't play, then I'm with you. I like the 49ers. But if Herbert gets his number one receiver back, I think it's a closer game. I think it's a 3 or a 4 versus 7. I think we have to wait and see Keenan Allen's status in order to make a real pick here. But the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey look amazing. I got to check Debo's status also. I know that he's up in the air also. But I can't wait to see the first game with CMC and Debo, because you have 2 Swiss Army knives and Kyle Shanahan, who is an offensive mastermind. That's what I'm looking forward to. Jimmy G can work with that because they're so good. You got to think about it. No one even talks about George Kittle anymore because they have so many other things. But I love it. And each week I love my 49ers Super Bowl future more and more with Jimmy versus Lance. I took it because of Trey Lance, but we know what they are with Jimmy G. they're a team that can make the Super Bowl. And especially you go out and you trade for arguably, top 3 running back in football. So again, look, 7's the right number. We got to wait and see Keenan Allen. That will tell me which side I'm on, whether I'm going to take the Chargers or the Niners.
All right. I'm holding set there with the Niners. I love them. I don't care what happens to me during the day on Sunday. I don't care if I get kidnapped. That pick's going in. Niners won at 7. All right. On the Monday night game, we got Washington Commanders at Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 11-point favorites in this one. Total sitting at 44. Money lines, we got Eagles minus 490. Commanders there at plus 395. This was supposed to be the Carson Wentz he's coming home game, but it's not. He's hurt as per usual. So this is a pretty good spot here. I remember betting this game in week 3, and like a damn jackass, I took the Commanders thinking that they'd hang close in this one. They did not. That one was in Washington. This one's in Philly. Listen, the Philly Monday night crowd looking to go, 9-0 now in this week. So I'm pretty confident that the Eagles can get it done here. But listen, Washington's been playing some pretty good football recently, albeit against teams like Indianapolis. I don't even remember who they played last week. It's that important. But I'm going to go Eagles in this one. I like them to cover here with the 11-point spread, even though it's high as hell. I think it's saying a lot to us.
I feel like Taylor Heineke has some like weird NFL magic. It doesn't make any sense. He's not a good quarterback. But you saw the play last week where he threw the ball deep into triple coverage and the referee got in the way, which then allowed Curtis Samuel to catch a touchdown pass? It's those kind of things that just keep happening with this guy. Like, he is magical enough to keep it within 10, where I do think the Eagles will remain undefeated, but I just think 11 points is too much in a divisional matchup in prime time. So I'm taking the Commanders plus 11.
Yeah, surprisingly, you look at the markets for this game and 66% of the bets are actually on Washington in this one. And then you got 60% of the money going on Philly. Obviously, about 60 to 70% of the money going on the Eagles money line in this one. But I'm going with the Eagles here. I don't have any issue with that. Their defense should be able to get it done against Heineke, and being at home on Monday night just provides just a beautiful setting for that game.
So we should have taken the under in the Thursday night football game.
All right. So that brings us to the end of the show, and we get another one done in under an hour, folks.
I'm so proud. That's a big deal.
Give it up for your local podcastman.
Podcastman. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should make T-shirts that say, give it up for your local podcastman.
I like that. All right, let's do it.
Zach will do it.
That'll be
Zach. So Zach made. Remember, I think he's still on the Knicks. Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
So I told him, like, after the first game where Fournier last year was hitting all the threes, make a shirt that says Threenier. So he made it, and he goes, if I sell any, you can have 20%. I'm like, if you sell any, it's going to be me buying it.
Well, I was going to say, we could get each other the give it up for your local podcastman.
Well, we have to make it first.
Yeah, listen, I don't think there'd be a lot of fritz and frills to it. I think just like plain black, boom.
So you're saying we need to head to Vistaprint and make some T-shirts.
Oh yeah, we can get that done probably.
Should we put our faces on it?
That's where it gets a little costly.
I think we should put a picture of Anthony Servino.
Yeah,
he's a true podcastman.
A local? Well, no, he's a national guy.
He's a national podcastman.
Yeah. Give it up for your, and then he can have the give it up for your local podcast.
Remember, he said that
give it up
he wanted
for your national podcastman.
Remember, he said he wanted a pseudo name, so he wasn't Anthony Servino anymore. Maybe he should be Anthony Podcastman.
Your national podcastman.
That is this is totally, we have to cut up this 2-minute segment, send it to Anthony, just so he realizes that we've now renamed him the Podcastman.
Yes. You got off tomorrow, right?
No.
What?
I will be working tomorrow.
Wow.
But happy Veterans Day.
Thank you.
I don't know if
Thank you.
if that's how you say it.
I am a warrior of the streets, so yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank everybody for their service. Thanks, my dad. My dad was in the Army, so yeah.
Nice. My dad was a public affairs officer in the Navy.
My dad was a chef.
Ooh.
But he won an award for his pistolmanship, if that's what it's called. Marksmanship?
Marksmanship, yeah.
Yep.
His pistolmanship.
So he cooked everybody food, but I guess if you messed with him, he'd hit the target.
That's what I was going to say. He was probably the best cook because if anybody talked shit, they got shot and dumped over.
I surely hope he didn't shoot anybody, but we were at war, so you never know.
But also, too, if you're on a ship, you could just dump them over the starboard and nobody would know.
It's funny that you say that because my father does not know how to swim.
Oh. Well, no, he wouldn't have to swim. He'd be throwing them off after he shot
them. Oh. That's amazing.
Listen, out in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, there is no evidence.
If you say so, you are from Jersey with all those, all those Italians.
Oh boy! All right, we thank you all for tuning in. Good luck with all your picks. Panthers just scored a touchdown. Love to see it.
You're ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
For me, Paul, and the rest of the internet, we are gone. We'll see you next week. Peace.